Good morning, welcome to Yeshiva YouTube Daily Double. Today we're doing Zechus Eiruvin. We're finishing Parak Zayin, Mishnah Yud and Aleph. Mishnah Yud says, B'chol ma'arvin mishtafin. You can use anything for an Eruv. Eruv, according to the Raj of Tenor, Eruv here means Eruv Tchumen. I'll explain it in the I don't think this is the common. I think it includes Eruv Chatzeros also. According to Belezer, Mishtafim, you can use anything, any type of food or drink for Shiduvim Avos, Kuspen Amayim and Amelach, except for water and salt, right? Because those things are intrinsically not worth anything. Divrei Rebbe Lezer, according to Maim is, there's plenty of water. Melech is generally harmful, so those are not really worth anything. Divrei Rebbe Lezer, according to Rebbe Lezer, Rabbi Shomer Kikar Hu Eruv. That's specifically by Eruv Chatzeros. Even everyone agrees he's talking about Eruv Chatzeros. Kikar Hu Eruv. Eruv Tchumen does not have to be bread. You have to, not only does it have to be bread, it has to be a full loaf of bread. I feel me'afes sav, prusa. Even if it's a huge loaf of bread, but it's cut in half. You can't use it for chatzeros. Kikar be'isar. However, you have a small little bilkolach, a challah roll, right? And it only costs an isar, a small amount. It's very cheap bread. Who shalim? But it's a whole loaf of bread, ma'arvin bo. You can use it for erev chatzeros, provided, right, that it has like a rogeres, it has the amount for each person. If there's 2 people in erev chatzeros, it has to be the size of 2 grogros. If there's 18 people, 18 grogros, more than 18 people, then 18 grogros suffices. Mazon shtei studos. So that you can use, that's specifically Erev Chatzeros. I want to talk more about this Mishnah. Why it has to be a shalim in the Iyam Mitzion. Stay tuned for that. Yud Aleph, nosen adam mal lechenvenim lenachtam k'dei shizkalo erev. Right? Let's say you live in a row of houses, or you live share a chatzar with a person who owns the makolat. He owns a store, the grocery store, lenachtam. He owns a bakery. Right, you want to give him money that he should bake some bread for you, and you'll have a part in the Eruv. Divrei, you could do that. Divrei, Rebbe Lezer says you could do that. The Cham Omrim lo zachal mosef. Cham say generally, according to Rebbe Lezer, we'll explain why according to Rebbe Lezer it works. According to Cham, it's a problem. It's a problem to do this because when you give it to someone who generally runs a business, right, you intended to buy some of the bread or buy some of the cake, whatever he has. From him, and when you're buying from him, most lokonos, even though midoraisa, your money is kona, midarabanan they said is not kona, right? Shama Yisrafu Chitav Bali of the Gemara Sabama Matzia, the Chazal said midarabanan, it's not kona your money, and therefore, for a person you normally do a transaction with, someone who owns a store, owns a business, right? So he intends, both of them intend that he's purchasing, and the money doesn't work, so you don't have a chelik in it. Everyone agrees when it's a regular person, someone bakes bread in their house, and you give some money, the person never meant, right, it's not a business transaction. He doesn't assume you're buying it from him. You're just giving him money, and you're asking him to be your shliach, to be mezakim for you, to acquire a portion of the bread for you. The reason that, according to the Chum, doesn't work by a nachdom or by a chenveni, a person who sells things, is because it has to be, obviously this person, right, when the person who's giving the money, he thinks he's buying it. He's buying a portion. But it doesn't work. But the nachdom, obviously, when he's mezakeh for him, he says, whether I got the money or not, I'm giving you a portion. However, he doesn't know about this. And for Erev Chatzeros, it has to be, for whatever reason, it has to be midaito. It has to be with his knowledge. He doesn't know about it. It doesn't affect it. Yehuda says, Medvar Amurim, Erev Tchumen. That's only Erev Tchumen. Erev Tchumen, you buy from the nachdom or the chenveni, the Rabbanan say doesn't work because it's chavin la'adam. To acquire Erev Tchumen, right, even though you gain in one side, you lose to the other side, right? Because it says Erev Chatzeros, you don't lose anything by having Erev Chatzeros. So even if he doesn't know about it, he's zocha. And we pass him like Rabbi Yehuda. The Rabbanan, when they said Lo Zachal Mosef, we'll only talk about Erev Tchumen. Erev Chatzeros, it does work. Erev Chatzeros, because even though your money is not kona, when the chenveni, the person who owned the store, baked the bread, he had in mind whether the money acquired for or not. I want my neighbor to be part of Erev Chatzeros, so it works for him, and that's the psak halacha, that it does work. Stay tuned for Iyam Mitzion, where I discuss Mishnah Yud in greater detail about why you need specifically a whole loaf of bread and not a broken piece of bread. Iyam Mitzion coming up next.